Located in Southeast Asia, our country spans 15 latitudes with a coastline at about 3,260 kilometers. Thousands of large and small islands, especially the Trường and Hoàng archipelagos. Steep mountainous terrain, low-lying plain, dense river with about 520 billion meters square, equivalent 63% of the total amount of water flowing into our country from above. With the geographical location and characteristic of tropical monsoon climate, every year, our country faced 22 types of natural disaster, which the most dangerous are storms, tropical depressions, floods, inundations, flash floods, and landslides. Natural disasters occur frequently and continuously throughout all regions of the country, with increasingly fierce and irregular chance, causing great damage. For many years, generations working in disaster management have struggled to find direction and solution to improve the effectiveness of directing and operating in disaster prevention. However, the challenge of scratched, synchronous, disconnected data, inconsistent methods leading to difficulties in advising and directing, assessing information and data of the people, businesses, and sharing with international organizations as committed. Besides, there are many questions needs to be answered. Performance, change, intensity, and affected area of natural disaster at the current time. The affected area and level of disaster risks, community capacity, agricultural products, industry, services, and infrastructure are huge questions posed into direction and operation. Ensure timely and effective direction, prevention, response, and recovery of the post-disaster reconstruction, and the solution to ensure the most timely and accurate provision, sharing, and control of the information and data. Faced with the above difficulties and challenges, the Vietnam Disaster Monitoring System (VNDMS) was built in 2019. After 4 years of operation, VNDMS has effectively supported disaster monitoring, directing, and operating disaster response, including updating, displaying, monitoring, and warning disaster in real time, assisting in directing and operating national disaster response, synchronizing, linking information and data from center to local levels, supporting digital transformation in disaster management. Currently, VNDMS is monitoring all types of natural disaster across the country, updating and displaying information on the forecast, warning, and national disaster performance and activities of response from center to local levels. Support digital transformation in the field of national disaster management, such as when storm and tropical depression occur, VNDMS automatically updates location and analyze information about the direction, affected area, and intensity of the rain and wind. At the same time, it provides the affected area and extent of the impact on people, houses, production and business, and infrastructure in the real time of support decision-making and management of national disaster prevention and control. Besides, the system has integrated, displayed data from over 3,000 hydrometeorological monitoring stations in the real time, such as rain, water level, wind, and temperature from Vietnam Meteorological and Hydrological Administration and specialized rain measurement system VRAIN Weather Plus. Hydrometeorological monitoring data is monitored, analyzed, warned, and displayed in color and effects on the VNDMS for good visibility. Location, technical information, water level monitoring data, the flow of nearly 700 hydropower and irrigation reservoir, and warnings when its reservoir opens its floodgates. Location: images of 133 cameras monitoring reservoir and takers. Location: technical information of 74 mooring areas. Nearly 17,000 boats that's equipped with a navigation device. Coordinates, ship code, name and phone number of the boat owners. Data of population and houses of 11,000 commutes nationwide. Connecting VNDMS with other disaster monitoring system of province and cities to ensure the information and data synchronized and interconnected. The commanding committees for national disaster prevention and control and search and rescues in 63 provinces and cities are provided accounts and instruction on how to operate the VNDMS. Despite such efforts, people working in disaster prevention and control warned about how to continue operating, perfecting, and promoting the system effectiveness. 1. Synchronizing digital transformation steps according to the Digital Transformation Project of the Ministry of Agricultural and Rural Development Ministries, sector and localities. Standardizing and digitalizing data and business processes of data. Business processes. Supplementing and enhancing the density of the specialized hydrometeorological monitoring stations. Unifying methods of acquiring and sharing information of data. Unifying methods of acquiring and sharing information and data. Developing human resources, disaster management agencies in information technology and digital technology. Developing and share database for disaster prevention and control, connecting and supporting smart cities and smart new rural areas. Applying AI technology to synthesize, analyze, forecast, warn, support direction and decision making on the real-time disaster response. Upgrading information technology infrastructure. 2. Supporting people, organizations, businesses in exploiting and providing information to serve the direction of the prevention, response, recovery, and reconstruction in post-disasters. VNDMS gradually applying a technology of the 4.0 generation such as artificial intelligence AI, big data, Internet of Things IoT to solve the problems related to automatic analysis model for forecasting data. VNDMS results have shown its urgency and effectiveness. However, VNDMS is a database needs to continue to be upgraded and developed in the synchronous, interconnected, and the real-time direction with the database of the relevant ministries, sectors, and localities. Faced with the challenges of the national disaster, climate change, and practical requirements of the national disaster prevention and control, VNDMS is gradually being completed and optimized, meeting the requirement of the National Steering Committee for National Disaster Prevention and Control, of the Provincial Committee of the National Disaster Prevention and Control, Search and Rescue, and cities, contributing to the digital transformation process in the field of national disaster prevention and control. This is also the considerable connotation in the important digital transformation task being implemented by Ministry of the Agricultural and Rural Development.